Hello everybody, welcome to It Was Tuesday with your host James Chen, aka Jay Chenzor. When the game first came out in the first week, I kind of made a joke tier list for Street Fighter 6. It wasn't really that serious, but actually we just had CEO this past weekend with Mena RD winning the tournament with a combination of Luke and Blanka. And we've been playing a lot more, and we've been seeing a lot. And, you know, the crazy thing about social media, the month that we were not even finished with the first month here of Street Fighter 6, right? But the level at which people are leveling up in this game is ridiculous. And what people are actually figuring out is kind of nuts. And so, you know, a lot of tier list discussions here. And I actually kind of want to do a serious tier list discussion here. I actually want to do a serious tier list discussion of where I think all the characters land currently. And like I said, we're not even in the current month. We're not even finished with the first month of Street Fighter 6, but going into EVO, and like I said, we just had the tournament here in Street Fighter 6 for CEO with over 1,000 entrants. I actually think that there's, I think we're in a good position right now where we can actually discuss this. However, I do want to say that a lot of people have different opinions on this already. The Root Society asks, is 1 month enough for a tier list? Normally I would say no. But the level that we're figuring stuff out these days is insane. And so again, this is not a tier list that I think will sustain over the next few months. But from what we understand of the game and from the standing that we have right now, I feel like that's kind of where we're at. And, you know, look, somebody in the chat coming in here, Street Fighter 6 sucks. Not for you. Absolutely a game that is not for you. Totally get that. Totally get that. If you don't enjoy the game, as I've said on social media, I really do hope you enjoy Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8, or you're a fan of Strive or something like that, or if you're a big fan of Street Fighter 5, be the guy who keeps Street Fighter 5 alive as a game. Street Fighter 6 is not going to be for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with anybody saying they don't like this game right now. If you're doing it just to be a griefer and a troll, do better. Do better. Be a better human being, okay? But if you genuinely don't like the game and don't enjoy it, that's fine. That's why fighting games are so awesome. And, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to say, I'm not falling for the bait. I just want to address this. I just want to address this because it's okay to not like the game. It's absolutely okay to not like the game. But a fuck ton of people enjoy the game. Let them have their fun. Let them have their fun. All right, let's talk about this tier list at this point in time. So, all right. So, we've got this tier list here. As you can see, I've actually set it in a very interesting situation. So, again, I am not the kind of person that will do relative tiers. I will never do relative tier lists because for me, what A means in one game should be the same thing as what it means in another game, right? I honestly believe that. So in other words, just because someone is the worst character in the game doesn't automatically make them a D tier character or an F tier character. You can be the worst character in the game and still be B tier, C tier, or even A tier in a really balanced game. My opinion is that every character needs to be, the tiers are representative of what you actually think it is. So how easy it is for them to win in the game, to be honest. So as you can see here, I've divided this into top tier. So these are the cream of the crop. I honestly don't think there are any S tier characters in the game. I do not think there is an S tier character in the game. Nobody is that strong. Nobody is that strong. I do not think that there's anybody worse than a C tier in this game. So I have it divided between top tier, strong tier, high tier, competitive tier, and needs love. So competitive tier is you're probably gonna not be as strong, but you know what? You could definitely still win a tournament for sure. who are S tiers in other games. Like at one point in time, Cronin in King of Fighters 15 was S tier. Happy Chaos in Strive is S tier. At one point in time, Leroy in Tekken 7 was S tier, etc., etc. What's up, Colt? What's going on, Colt? Anyone in Street Fighter 5? Street Fighter 5 depends on the season. At some points in time, I think early on in Street Fighter 5, I think Akuma might have been S tier. But even then, that game has remained pretty balanced over time. Some people might argue that Luke and Dhalsim are S tier even at the end game of Street Fighter 5, and I think that there's a point to be made for those two characters being S tier. But even I would still put them at A+ tier. So let's do this. Let's do this here. So let's go through the characters here. And again, my opinion is going to be very interesting, right? I mean, I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with the way that I go over here, because there are some things that I think are going to be different than what, you know, for example, a lot of people think JP is just really, really, really strong right now. Vanilla SF4 Sagat, given time, might have even dropped below third. I still think that CAMMY in Vanilla Street Fighter 4 and Gen in Vanilla Street Fighter 4 might have even surpassed Sagat at one point in time. Street Fighter 6 is amazing to watch right now. I have so much fun watching this. But for me right now, I think there are 3 characters in the top tier. And I call these basically the blessed tier, because these are the characters with really good normals, very good output damage, the ability to skip neutral, and have the ability to play, dictate the way the game is played. Which one is the strongest of the 3? I'm not 100% sure right now, but let's put them here. I think Ken, I think Luke, and I think Jury. I think these are the 3 blessed characters in the game right now. We had 3 juries in top 8 at CEO. We had 3 juries in top 8 at CEO, okay? And the stuff that like Chris Tatarian is doing with Ken is ridiculous. And Luke just has everything. Luke just has everything. All 3 of these characters have an amazing crouching medium kick. They have some of the best crouching medium kicks that are cancelable, and they lead to ridiculous combos. And they all have the ability to ignore neutral. This is the reason why that this group is so blessed here right now, is that Ken has Dragon Lash, which although has the same frames as CAMMY's Spin Knuckle, Dragon Lash does not telegraph itself. There's a very big difference from CAMMY instantly jumping and leaping with her back turned and Ken doing for a first few frames. The first few frames of Ken, it's really hard to tell he's starting to do a Dragon Lash. And the fact that he can get that and get plus frames and be close enough for a throw. So even if you sneak in CAMMY's heavy Spin Knuckle, she can't throw afterwards. She still has to micro walk and throw you. Ken's Dragon Lash, he is just in throw range. And then on top of that, Ken has ridiculous corner carry. He has just ridiculous damage. His drive rush is really good. His normals are, dude, Ken's standing medium kick might be one of the most law-breaking normals in all of fighting games. To have an 8-frame button that hits as far as it does, that leads into a confirmable target combo, like on Whiff Punish, that leads into a knockdown. Dude, that thing is ridiculous. That thing is absolutely ridiculous. So, but Jury is Fireball Drive Rush the character. Like, you think, like, Guile is obviously strong because Light Sonic Boom chase after it is scary. Jury gets that without a charge. And now, because of the way that the feng shui charges work, you can get 3 fireballs in a row, right? You just like charge, charge, charge. I've got Fireball Drive Rush, and that thing is so good. Fireball Drive Rush is like the ultimate neutral, like screw your neutral tactic in the game. It's ridiculous, dude. And then Luke is just Luke. He has everything. Sandblaster is a projectile, but Sandblaster, just like in Street Fighter V, so hard to see coming. Jumping over it and punishing it, or even using a projectile invincible move to punish it, is not easy to do because, again, like with Dragon Lash, it's not a very telegraphed move. Sandblaster is just like, Sandblaster, Sandblaster. So it's like, it's really, really kind of tough. So these are my 3 top right now. I don't know what order I'd put them in because I really kind of have them in the same order. But like for me, if I had to order, like if this had to be ordered right now, maybe Luke, Ken, and Jury, because Luke also has the only level 1 that actually fights projectiles, right? Because his level 1 is a projectile. Although he will get hit by projectiles up close, but he can still use his level 1 to blow up other people's projectiles in a fireball war. This might be kind of where I have people right now. The biggest weakness of Jury is that you do have to charge. Yeah, and Mena is really damn good. And that's the thing, Lacking Sanity. What Lacking Sanity says, Mena is really good. But when you have a character like Luke, who doesn't seem like he has anything in particular super broken, like with Ken and Jury, I can name the things that are like, I feel like are super broken. But when you have a character designed like Luke, who has like everything, and you put them in the hands of a player like Mena RD, this character is ridiculous. Honestly, is ridiculous. So that's my current top tier. This is actually my current top tier. Interestingly enough, in the strong tier, and this is actually where it gets really hard. It really gets hard because the characters are all really, really good in this game. But I will put Blanca here. As soon as I saw Blanca, and as soon as I saw that he had Blanca Chan, and then as soon as I found out EX Air Blanca Ball is freaking safe, like and then they gave him an air throw. They didn't take a goddamn thing away from him. He still has the super annoying, where does the rainbow ball land? Like, I really, really think that Blanca's here. I really, really think Blanca is at this tier right here. Crump Chump saying Honda better be next. Not yet. Not yet. I am going to put JP next. So, I at first thought that JP was going to drop in ranks because I thought that we were going to figure out his zoning at some point in time. I really felt like his zoning wasn't going to become as strong as it was before. I was right. And it turns out JP don't care. Because what we have discovered is that JP is absolutely terrifying even on the offense. He is terrifying even on the offense, dude. The stuff that I joked on Twitter that he has gone through the entire MK9 Cyrax life cycle in the span of a month. Because when Cyrax first came out in MK9, it was basically unblockable bomb setups, and he was clearly the best character because you murdered everybody with unblockable bomb setups. They finally patched out the unblockable bomb setups, and then everyone was like, wait a minute, this character's actually still really good. And then they started figuring out all the other broken shit that he had that they never had to learn because of the bomb setups before. And so he developed in a different way and ended up still being top tier. That's what's happening with JP right now, dude. Like, I'm sorry, but like this character is clearly like people are figuring out the zoning more. If you fight the JPs that just zone all the time, they haven't advanced to the next level yet. Like the JPs nowadays that you see at the high levels that are doing damage, and yes, there was a very distinct dearth of JP players at CEO this past weekend, but I don't think that's an indication that he's fallen off. I think he's still really, really strong, and the stuff that people are finding with him, and now people are starting to move towards the whole, like, I hit you once, now I get to put you in a mix-up that if you get hit by it, I will drain all of your drive meter and burn you out and put you into an inescapable wall stun if you don't have a level 1 super ready to go. Oh, JP is... The people who are playing JP, they love playing him. He is definitely fun to play because he has tech all over the place. So, right. That's a good way to put it. There's a big gulf with JP players. If you're good, you're gross. If you're not, then you're going to struggle for sure. So I have JP next. Now, at this point, I had 2 characters here that I wanted to throw in here. The first one I'm going to put in is DJ. A lot of people are complaining about DJ. DJ is clearly strong, but I'm starting to see a little bit of the gaps in DJ. But that just might be because I don't see DJ dominating as much. The fact that he doesn't have... Like, his low forward is a sweep. Him not having the low forward drive rush option, I think, is one of the biggest gaps of his gameplay. Yeah, his raw drive rush is really, really strong. But the fact that Ken, Jury, and Luke all have that crazy low forward drive rush is terrifying. Again, this is strong tier. He's clearly an A tier character, so he definitely could be stronger than this right now, but I do think that this is kind of where he fits. Yeah, a lot safer to walk away from DJ than the low forward drive rush crew. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a great comment there. It's a great observation, which is kind of what I was trying to get at. Low forward drive rush is such a powerful tool in this game. I can't even explain to you. Like, Kimberly has standing medium kick drive rush, and her standing medium kick is very good and has about the same range as most of those crouching medium kicks. The problem is she leaves her ankles vulnerable all the time because you're walking back and forth trying to poke with that button. For the characters who are trying to poke with crouching medium kick, they get to walk and block and then try to crouching medium kick, and it's distinctively safer. It is distinctively safer than what Kimberly is trying to do. So because DJ doesn't have that, right? He's got buttons that you can drive rush cancel, but obviously they don't hit you low. So giving him that raw drive rush, which is the diesel jet, as I call it, that's what DJ stands for, is the diesel jet, because he goes so far, is really good. And actually, frighteningly enough, might be hashtag he needs it. Might actually be hashtag he needs it. So, honestly, yeah, and CAMMY medium kick into drive rush is her best way in. I agree, Sneaky Octo Gaming. Her drive rush is not as good as everyone else, and she doesn't have the neutral skipping tool that I mentioned about the other 3. That's why I don't have her in that top tier A. I know it's a little bit difficult because I also play CAMMY, and so I see a lot of weaknesses in her game. CAMMY's a hard one for me to rate because if you're Punk, she's up here, right? And usually tier lists are designed to be the, best of the best. But, like, if you took someone with Punk skill level who preferred playing these 3 characters over CAMMY, I feel like that magical Punk with these 3 characters would do better than the actual live Punk with CAMMY right now. So I really don't think CAMMY is in the same level as these characters. Having said that, I mean, I think CAMMY is like the next best character. think Cammy's the next best character here. I would put her in B tier right here, right now. So she's clearly very strong. And when I play her, I want to do shenanigans. I want to do hooligans and all sorts of crazy stuff like that. If your footsies is really, really strong, I think you would, if your footsies are really strong, you can dominate with this character. Very, very much so. Actually, you know what, Lurker Spine? You're right. I just completely skipped over him. I forgot. We were talking about CAMMY, so I jumped over ahead. Yeah, my fourth character in A tier is Honda. Is Honda. You're right. I just completely forgot. I skipped. The reason why I have Honda the lowest in A tier right now, though, is because I'm not 100% sold on him yet. I don't know if people are going to get good at perfect parries. Like, even if we do, and that's how you stop Honda, I'm actually kind of mad because, again, like I said last week, I personally don't like perfect parries that much as a mechanic. I'm not a fan of it, and having it so that perfect pairing Honda headbutts is how you beat him, I think is a terrible, terrible design, honestly. But Honda is clearly very good. You know, UltraDavid has said, like, he doesn't think he has any bad matchups at all. This character is clearly strong, but again, he's kind of limited. Like, the things that he has that are good are clearly good, but I don't think... I mean, does he have room? Like, does he have that JP ability? Does he have the Cyrax ability that once headbutt, butt slam, headbutt, butt slam, headbutt, butt slam, butt slam, butt slam, headbutt, butt slam? Like, once that stops working as well, are we going to get to a point where Honda does not have the tech to be able to keep up afterwards? Or is he going to be able to find new tech? I don't know. I don't know. And, like, if I did say, yeah, clearly he does, like, then I am the best fighting game player in the world that I know that already. We don't know. We really don't know. So I put him here at the lower end, where I know a lot of people think Honda's really strong in terms of A tier, because I'm not sure if it's going to get better for him at this point. The next character I will put on this list, I personally would put on this list. Oh, this is a tough one. Who do I put first? It's really gonna come down to, I'll put Guile first. I'll put Guile before my next character, just because Guile is really solid. He has very few weaknesses. I think that he is clearly still very, very strong. We see what Kaba and Knuckle are doing with this character. Obviously, he has a couple of bad matchups in, like, JP, etc. But I feel like that, you know, good Guile players can get around that a little bit. Oh, David walked it back a little bit. Strong wins some big matches, but he probably loses the characters I feel now are the strongest. Juri, Ken, and Luke. Well, there you go. He actually thinks the same three characters are the strongest characters. Juri, Ken, and Luke. There you go. Not by a lot, and not but because of fireballs. They have more options to find damage, to move well, to escape bad situations, including by using Drive Rush better. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All of that stuff. All of that stuff, for sure. But I think Guile is just really solid. I think he's still really, really good. I still don't think he has any glaring weaknesses. So I think Guile is still very strong. And Guile is one of those characters I think still has room to go up. Despite the fact that, you know, because of the beta, we know a lot about him. But I still feel like he has the ability to go up at this point. I feel like he still has the ability to rise. And so after Guile, I will put the character that everybody in the chat is yelling about, is Manon. In fact, Manon is one of the hardest ones for me, because I could put her in A, I could put her in B right now, but I think Manon is more likely to rise. I think this character is really, really good. I think this character is ridiculous. I think she's really dude. It's not even the grabs that makes Manon a problem. It's not the grabs that make Manon a problem. I'll tell you 100% right now what makes Manon a problem. Her anti-airs are fucking amazing. Her anti-airs might be one of the best suite of anti-airs in the history of grapplerdom. Honestly, low fierce that gets to chain into itself and slam you to the floor next to you, and so she gets a meaty mix-up? What the fuck? Seriously? Seriously? A one-button anti-air that works really well, that actually flattens you next to her and puts you into a meaty mix-up. Really? And then she has that EX kick, which is a quarter circle forward motion that you can do from holding down back. That combos into a level 3. If you jump at Manon, she can do an EX anti-air quarter circle forward motion, then quarter circle forward punch into level 3 command grab super. She can juggle you into her command grab super. She can juggle you, and you know what Olaf told me in World Tour? If you pick that move and put that special move in your set, you cannot cancel that move into any level 3. It just only works into Manon's level 3, which is a command grab that shouldn't work because you're being juggled, but it restands you and it cancels and it grabs you. It is not a hit. Manon's level 3 is not a hit, if I'm not mistaken. It's a grab. So there's no way it should combo in that situation, but they let it work, and it combos off of an EX juggle, EX anti-air. The thing that makes Manon so strong is that her anti-airs are terrifying. You cannot jump over this character. The biggest weakness of Manon is that, you know, her spin kick stuff is punishable. I've heard Manon say that they do have trouble getting in on people. She doesn't quite have the same kind of drive rush nastiness that, you know, top tier has, etc., etc. You know, Manon players have said that they can have difficulties with this character a little bit. Again, like I am so ready to just toss her up into the strong tier somewhere up here. But I need more. I need more information. But again, she was only one of characters that had multiple representatives in top 8 at Evo. I mean, at CEO. There's 2 Manons in CEO top 8. So it's very clearly that she can be up there at this point. But what I'm going to tell you right now, you know what? God, the way that I described her, I'm putting her over Guile right now. I'm putting her over Guile. I'm switching that one, dude. I'm switching that one. That anti-air thing drives me nuts, dude. That anti-air thing drives me nuts. I'm just going to do that for now. And this is where it gets really hard, because a lot of characters here are all kind of the same strength, and all of them are ranked too low. So I have basically like 4 characters that I could put here that I think are ranked too low. But the thing about it is they're only ranked too low because everybody else is so strong. Like, personally, I actually think Kimberly is higher. Like, I think it's easier to win with Kimberly than it is with CAMMY, personally, but that's just my play style. So I'm not sure if Kimberly is better than CAMMY or worse than CAMMY. I just know that I definitely feel more at home with this character. Her mix-ups are super strong. She's really good, but losing the EX get off me is very, very detrimental to her, because she also has a lot of situations where she could put herself into minus frames, and having that ability to EX get off me was really, really potent. And I keep finding little nerfs from the beta that definitely have weakened her a little bit here. If she kept her EX invols, yeah, I would have put her at a I would have put her at A already, for sure. But next, Chun-Li. Like, I know some Chuns are down on Chun. The thing about Chun is that she is a character that requires a lot of work. For one of maybe the first time in her entire existence, Chun-Li requires some goddamn skill to play. Sorry, that sounded really messed up, the Chun-Li players. Let me try to rephrase that. For the first time, she is a very technical character. Yes, thank you, Nutacon and Anime Jane. She is a very technical character. For one of the first times, she's very technical. The stance is really, really, really strong. And yeah, I agree, Smack Dave. I think I put her too low too. I think I put Kimberly too low. I think I put Manon too low. And I think I put CAMMY too low. That's the craziest part, is that I think the balance in this game is really strong, because honestly, how do you not put Dalsum? Like, how is Dalsum not ranked higher than this? How is Dalsum not ranked higher than this? Dalsum, I think the #1 person on CFN right now is Mr. Crimson. Like, Dalsum is clearly an extremely strong character, but as Dalsum goes, it's going to take a long time for him to develop. And yeah, not a lot of people are playing him right now, because that's not a lot of people were playing him in 5. Like, I still think Dalsum is the strongest character in Street Fighter V. I really honestly do. I really think Dalsum is stronger than Luke in Street Fighter V. He just requires so much work, and there's so many rooms for you to flub what you're trying to do with Dalsum. You have to be so on point with that character to make him that good in Street Fighter V. So Luke just automatically got best character because he was just naturally better. You've only faced one Dalsum on ranked, right? Exactly. I think I think Dalsum is too low ranked, and frankly, so is Marisa. I really think Marisa is way too low ranked, because we see what Big Bird does. This character, again, is kind of almost designed exactly right. She doesn't have a lot of cancels. So she's not just like some drive rush cancel the moves or whatever like that. And we've seen what Big Bird can do. And dude, she melts your life. But honestly, like, I probably should just you know what? I could actually seriously do like, you know what? I'll change this to B-. I'll change this to rated too low, but for B tier here. And I'll move Kimberly, Chun-Li, Dalsum, and Marisa down here. Like, dude, it's hard. It's hard. It's really hard to rate the characters. Like, me trying to tier these characters hurts my soul, because like, Kimberly is not a bottom half character. She is not a bottom half character, yet here she is in my tier list in the bottom half of the ranks. Like, that's actually just ridiculous, dude. That's actually kind of silly, because somebody's saying that, you know, Marisa's an honest character. Like, there's nothing honest about Kimberly at all whatsoever. These 4 characters are so good. And I think right now what we're waiting for is the master and the person to do work at a tournament. Like, if Big Bird was at CEO and got top 8 or even won the event, we can now put Marisa up there, right? We're waiting for Mr. Crimson to win a big event so we can move Dalsum up there. We're waiting for Sako or somebody else to just dominate with Chun-Li so we can push her up there. We're waiting for that Kimberly player to literally throw her all the way up there. So, yeah, Moke or Valmaster. Valmaster's Chun is ridiculous. Absolutely. So, I think these are characters like... You know what? I'm not going to call it rated too low. I'm going to call this tier waiting for a hero. That's what I'm going to call that tier. We're waiting for a hero right now to take those characters to where they deserve to be. That is what that tier is right there. Like, we already know Monon, CAMMY, and Guile, they have their heroes already. We've literally seen them do the damage. Dude, Shine is a perfect example of that, dude. But Shine is absolutely an example of someone who can take this character to be a hero. We just need him to win CEO kind of thing, right? I mean, he was at CEO. He didn't quite make top 8 if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to discredit Shine if he wasn't at CEO, but I think that he was at CEO. So I think these 4 are the waiting for a hero. Not saying that the hero doesn't exist. It's that we're waiting for the hero to take them to that level at a big major. That's what this tier list, that's what that rank is. And I think that's a wonderful, wonderful way to describe those 4 characters. They are the waiting for a hero tier. The competitive tier, I don't think anybody's gonna question it. It's Ryu and Jamie, right? Like, Ryu is strong. I think Ryu's biggest weakness right now is that he might be boring. I think the problem is that he's boring, and so not a lot of people want to play him. Everybody says that, like, I mean, I was talking to one of my friends who's playing casually, and he's in like bronze tier or whatever, and he's just saying, like, everyone I fight is freaking Ken. Ken is everywhere. And I think that's right. I think that's honestly right. Like, because Ken, his hand flames up. He's got crazy comp. Dude, Ryu is so strong and so solid, and I love the fact that he's more of the third strike style, hits like a truck Ryu. But I just, like, he might be a little bit too fundamental. And yeah, Kraken, that is also another great point, is that Luke is a way more juiced Ryu, right? Luke does the damage, and he has everything that Ryu wants to do and more, right? Ryu has cool EX donkey kicks or whatever like that, but let's face it, Luke's Flash Knuckle is a better move than donkey kick and Hashogeki, right? And Luke's fireball is better than Ryu's fireball. Oh, Shine got 9th place. There you go. There you go. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what Justin says about Ryu. He's good, but he's just not good or as good or fun as Ken and Luke. But again, they're not bad. This character is not bad. You can do damage in a tournament with this character if you are willing to play this character. If you're willing to play Ordinary Guy again. If you're willing to play Ordinary Guy, I'm sure this character can do well. That's why I list B- as competitive tier. Again, if you hear a character is B tier in Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter 5, that means they can win a tournament. So to have Ryu and Jamie here listed in B- tier, essentially putting them in B tier, means that I do think they absolutely have the capability of winning strong tournaments if they have the right player for them. I can't even honestly say that Ryu is just going to have to work a little harder, because I just don't think we know enough about him yet. We're going to find that guy who's just going to be like, you know what, I'm the Ryu loyalist. And all of a sudden he's going to be pulling off these ridiculous Hashogeki things and just damage everywhere. And yeah. Slept on too much. Definitely, for sure, I think. I mean, Daigo's playing Ken, dude. Daigo's playing Ken, so. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I wanted to say this too. I know a lot of people think CAMMY is top tier or strong tier, and a lot of people are being like, James, you're biased. You're putting CAMMY in high tier because you've always downplayed CAMMY. You're always a CAMMY down player. One, I'm going to say I wasn't in 5. I thought she was always one of the best characters in 5. But what I'm going to say, that is the ultimate proof that CAMMY is not as strong as those other characters. Xiaohai does not play CAMMY. Xiaohai does not play CAMMY. I saw him use JP last night, and I saw him use Jury last night. He used Jury over CAMMY. Xiaohai doesn't play CAMMY. That is my ultimate proof that she is not top tier right now. That is my ultimate proof that CAMMY is not in the same league as Luke, Ken, and Jury. Xiaohai will never not pick the best characters in the game, dude. He used Cronin so unabashedly in KOF 15 when Cronin was the best. Cronin still might be the best, and he's still using Cronin, dude. But Xiaohai will never shy away from a top tier character. So, Tokido plays Luke. Yep. Jamie is, oh my gosh, like Jamie is actually one of the really hardest characters because he is so downplayed. And people complaining about the fact of his drink mechanic and stuff. Dude, this character is nigh broken when he's drunk, right? When he's at level 4. Like, he's like Hakan when oiled. Like, this character's kind of ridiculous. And I'm glad that someone like Automatic is just wrecking people with, yes, El Zilcho, exactly. I'm glad that Automatic is ruining people's lives with this character and is just like, why are people downplaying this character? This character's dumb. And dude, that tweet, oh my God, dude, did you guys see the tweet? Oh God, I need to find that tweet about what somebody said about Jamie, dude. Like, oh my God, it was like, it was the darkest tweet that I feel like I've seen in a while, but it was so goddamn funny. Oh my God. Oh, where is it? Let me see. I tweet too much, so sorry. It's hard for me to find my my own tweets here. But I'm trying to, it was all caps, so I should be able to find it here fairly easily. Let's see. Oh God, where is it? Where is it? If I knew I was actually going to pull this up, I would have pulled it up earlier. So I apologize for the people at home listening to this on the podcast, just being like, oh, what's going on, James? We're just sitting here listening to nothing. We're just listening to you scrolling on a, oh, cat showed up. Okay, a cat showed up here. Oh yes, it's definitely coming up soon because I remember it was around the same time that I tweeted something. Shoot. God, I can't find the tweet. I can't find the tweet. Oh, all right. I'm just going to have to paraphrase it. I'm just going to have to paraphrase it unless I can find it right now. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I got it. Sorry. All right. So, let's go over here. This is the tweet right here. Where Dr. African actually tweeted out here. Is anyone actually able to stop Jamie from drinking? And someone quote tweeted this and said, if I couldn't stop my father, what makes you think I can stop Jamie? Oh my God, dude. And this was my response over here. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God. Yeah, I saw that tweet and I was just like, oh my God. Oh, Jesus. But in any case, yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, honestly, the fact that his drinks reset every round is right. If he didn't reset every round, Jamie is broken. Like, he's just broken. If he got to level 4 and stayed level 4 the entire time, that's a problem. So Jamie, I hate the fact that there's a JP and a Jamie in this game. It gets me confused all the time. I really think this character's underrated. So that's why I have him competitive, but I know a lot of people think he's kind of weak. I think a lot of people do think he's kind of weak, but I think they're wrong. I think they're wrong. I personally think they're wrong. And again, these two are kind of waiting for a hero as well, but also like these four characters, I feel like just have the potential to literally jump into top tier, like, or into strong tier. Ryu and Jamie, they definitely have the ability to jump to high tier or strong tier, but I don't think these characters will ever be better, for example, or equal to these three characters, to the Luke, Jury, Ken squad right now. Right. Well, that's the Ender. I mean, yeah, you have to work a lot harder than Ken. I'm not trying to say Ken carries anybody, but Ken, Luke, and Jury definitely take a lot of the difficulties away. Oh, man. Yeah, and Jamie's, when he gets that command grab, is messed up, dude, is messed up. So that's this, right? And so obviously needs love, Lily and Zangief, right? And I'm actually at a point, like, if I could get my brain off of Zangief makes me drink mode, I might even put Zangief higher than Lily. I might actually put Zangief higher than Lily because there are some Zangief players doing work with him. But everybody who plays Zangief and is doing work with him keep complaining about how much this character sucks. I've seen Stupendous win and complain about how bad he is. I've seen Brutus, you know, say he needs to work harder. He refuses to say the character sucks, but he definitely is implying that he sucks. Even Danny Pham, who I know, like, I don't know, I think Danny Pham hates me, by the way, but like he always, I just heard him complaining about him. I saw Home Depot Temkin complaining about him. Snake Eyes is complaining about this character. Like, I really think this character is a problem, and so I have him as the worst character right now. Some people are even saying they think Jamie is underrated, right? So, I mean, not Jamie, Lily is underrated. I don't, like, maybe Lily is underrated. My comment as, yeah. Snake Eyes doesn't downplay at all. Snake Eyes is not a down player. And he's just sitting there going like, why do I have to work so hard with this dumb character? Lily, I will tell you what her biggest problem is right now. I will tell you what Lily's biggest problem is. Winstock EX Condor Spire is the best special move in the game. That is Lily's problem. That is Lily's problem. Is that it's the best special move in the game. And so they balanced everything else around the fact that that's the best special move in the game. So she doesn't get any damage off of light confirms. And they made everything else weak for her because Winstocked EX Condor Spire is too strong. Yeah, they need to do a better job balancing her. But the problem is, if you buff anything that she has, she's going to be too good of a character because EX Wind Charged Condor Spire is too strong. The way that you would end up having to fight Lily is never using your OD gauge except for drive reversals. Except for drive reversals. No, Van Horn, the glitch is Condor Dive. Condor Spire is the move that I'm talking about. The straight charge. The straight charge. Condor Dive is the one that has the glitch from jumping backwards. No, it's all good. They're all Condor moves, so whatever. It's like Condor. Right, exactly. She can get 2800 on light confirms, but it takes 2 wind charges and 4 drive bars, right? And you had to spend one of the wind charges to get in the first place, right? So she needed 3 wind charges technically. So, and no, I'm not under the weather. My throat is just very dry right now, and I just don't have any water with me right now, so I haven't been able to get a drink right now, so I'm not hydrating myself, unfortunately. So that's the biggest problem right there. It's very similar to what happened with CAMMY in HDR when they buffed her cannon drill. It became so powerful that Serlin felt compelled to nerf the uppercut because the drill became too powerful. My argument to Serlin was then nerf the drill and leave her uppercut the same way it was before, because nerfing her uppercut changes the way CAMMY plays fundamentally, and you don't want to change the way a character plays fundamentally when you go to a newer balanced version of Super Turbo. But instead, he kept it the way that it was like that, unfortunately. And so CAMMY's drill was too strong, so you had to take away everything else because she became too powerful. So the proper way, honestly, to balance Lily is to find a way to make wind-stocked EX Condor Spire not as broken as it is, but at the same time, buff a bunch of other stuff. She's one of the hardest characters to balance right now. CAMMY was super good in HDR. She became a lot stronger in HDR, but I will say that it came at the expense of all of her fun. They took away everything that made her interesting. So that's as far as I'm going with my discussion of CAMMY and HD Remix. That's the problem, because EX Condor Spire, I've always said, moves like Blanca Ball and moves like Honda Headbutt, shock, are the hardest moves to balance in all of Street Fighter. They have always been the hardest moves to balance in Street Fighter. Always have been the hardest moves to balance in Street Fighter. Blanca Ball and Honda Headbutt have always been either shit or way too powerful. These kind of full screen charge moves are super hard to balance. And that's what Lily's EX Condor Spire with Windstock is. So they created a new character with that move archetype. This straight, super fast, you can't react to it. I mean, remember freaking EX Chariot Tackle with Urian? That was clearly one of the best moves in the game as well. The way that I mean, I'm surprised they didn't do this, but I really honestly think the way to balance, I don't know. I'll save this for another time, but Lily just, she's hard to balance because of the situation. Because even if every character had to build up a win stock, you give any character EX Windstock Condor Spire, that character is broken. I mean, think about, I was saying on top tier, what makes Ken top tier? Heavy Dragon Lash is one of the reasons why he's top tier, right? And now EX Windstock Condor Spire is like better than Ken's Heavy Dragon Lash in almost every way, shape, or form, right? Except for the fact that maybe that it knocks down and doesn't give you a combo if you're hitting somebody on the ground or something like that. But that only works on crouching characters anyway. Right, and the fact that she's a grappler as well. So how do you balance that? So she's a very difficult character to balance right now. They're gonna have to figure out something to do with Condor Spire, but it might require a complete change. Also, by the way, for everybody out there who keeps saying drive reversal needs to be 1 bar, I said it last week, I'm saying it again this week. If you do that, Lily becomes F tier. If drive reversal becomes 1 bar, Lily becomes an F tier character, because now EX Condor Spire is also a useless move. 2 bars trading for 1 bar every single time? No. No, no, no. Lily becomes completely useless if drive reversal becomes 1 bar. A lot of people say that, Stickman. A lot of people are like, just make it 1 bar. Just make it 1 bar. But Zangief, look, again, you can see that I put him in the C tier. I already agree he's not completely helpless. I agree that he can win, and I agree that there are players out there who are good with the character, can do well with the character, etc., etc. But he just needs more love, man. He needs some love right now. Things about, well, so here's the thing. The thing about Zangief is you can't play him like 5 Zangief. You can't play him like 4 Zangief. You can't play him like 2 Zangief. He might be actually fairly different, and you might have to rely on other things that we're not taking into account. But I still don't think he's very good. What would make him on par with Manon? Make his lariat better? Make his lariat actually work as an anti-air? Give it not like 19 years of startup frames and have it hit cross-up. It's just always worked that way. It's always worked that way, dude. Like, just give it back to him. Well, he couldn't lariat cross-ups in 5 consistently, but he could do that, right? I can't remember. But that's the thing, right? Like, the whole key of Zangief was that Zangief as an archetype grappler, as the purest form of grappler that exists in fighting games, the concept of Zangief is that he forced you to play the ground game with him because he couldn't jump at you and you couldn't jump at him. The reason why my Zangief was so strong in Alpha 3 was because Zangief in Alpha 3 could jump, right? Even without custom combos. Zangief in Alpha 3 could jump because Jump Fierce took Zangief from here and stretched him out to punch here and come back. So empty jump or jumping fierce was really powerful with Zangief in Alpha. But that's why Zangief was like really strong in Alpha 3, right? In the classic sense, the idea is that Zangief can't really jump at you, but you can't jump at him because it's so easy to lariat. So you're forced to play a very 90% focused ground game with him. And then that's what allows him to jump at you because your mental stack gets so focused on this ground game. The problem is Zangief can't jump at you in this game and you can jump at him. And it's like so hard for him to anti-air you, dude. It's so hard. Like, you have to spend me 2 bars for OD Lariat to be able to anti-air people at a good timing. Otherwise, the regular Lariat is too slow a lot of the times and your legs get punched and you die, basically. He's just not scary, dude. He's not scary. And his normals are super whiff punishable. Everything he has is drive impactable because he has not a single ranged move that can be canceled into a drive impact. So he's very easy to drive impact. So again, he's also not scary on the ground. He's not scary on the ground either because you're basically putting yourself at a risk every single time, right? If you see Zangief start charging Fierce Punch, why shouldn't you drive rush? I don't have the reactions for it yet, but that's one of the things that you could do. Every time you see him charge drive rush, just freaking drive impact, dude. If he ever lariats on the ground, just drive impact. You'll run right into him, absorb one of the swings, and then you just hit him, and he dies. And the craziest thing is, I've always said he doesn't need a green hand. I never believe he needs a green hand. In this game, I could see him needing a green hand. Because he needs a combo ender. He needs a combo ender that's better than Lariat, honestly. And, but the thing about it is, though, the green hand is the same thing. As a combo ender, it's a problem. It's a problem. Because again, what is the situation after you hit with the green hand? Do you make Zangief plus? Do you make him minus? Do you make him punishable? Do you make it knocked down? What do you do with the green hand on hit? That's the biggest problem with green hand, is that if you make it so that you're plus on hit and the opponent is still standing and you're in SPD range, you have to nerf all of his SPD damage. You have to. You have to nerf all of his SPD damage. That's too strong, right? If it only combos off of mediums, maybe that's a way to make it work. If it, you know, I don't know. Like, green hand combo is just is one of those balanced nightmare problems. Honestly, that's the biggest problem. So, and again, what Anime Jane says, he needs it because he has no way to get in on the opponent. Again, that means you want EX Green Hand, because EX Green Hand is the move that let Zangief get in. And again, I will always say I never want to see that move ever again for any character, because I think EX Green Hand is the laziest move in fighting game history. It's a horizontal uppercut. And I know a lot of people have heard me make this argument before, but there is not a single goddamn character in the game that wouldn't love to have a horizontal uppercut. That's just all it is. It's a horizontal uppercut. That's it. That's what that move is. Like, it's just, it's it's lazy fighting game design. Let me have a move that goes horizontal, that's invincible, that I can use as a call out, and if I wrong, I die. That is basically the most basic special move you can come up with. Like, literally, that is the gold standard of special moves right there. What if Green Hand knocks back? You want him to knock you down and get corner carry off of a combo like that? It's also kind of scary as well. Oh, it's that time again. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Yeah, kitty. Yeah, kitty. Hi. Harder input. Welcome to modern controls. Hi. Hi, cat. Hi, kitty. Hi, Nathan. Okay. All right. Honestly, if I wanted to make Zangief better, yeah, make standing medium punch cancelable. That would be a great one. Make that a bufferable move, standing medium punch. And make standing medium kick a better button. Make it faster. Give him a faster standing medium kick. Make it a better footsie tool. His crouching medium kick and crouching heavy kick are already really good as they are, but he needs a better standing footsie button, honestly. Oh yeah, they add moves all the time. People have cats take a while to warm up too, but just make sure you speak their language. It be Kaizen. Just make sure you speak their language. That's all. Cats have a very interesting communication method. You can't really communicate. You have to let them approach you on their time. And then when they do, make sure you speak their language. Headbutt them like this if they're letting you pet them. Cats groom each other, so make sure that you kind of comb them with your fingers. And then, like I said, if they let you, headbutt them. And then you're speaking their language a little bit. So, oh, he's laying on you? Well, there you go. Never mind. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, but, yeah, I do think that Zangief needs some help. I will admit, I don't think he needs anything huge. That if you just gave him a few small things, he would be very competitive. If you just made the lariat faster and more reliable as an anti-air, that's it. That's it. Just give it air invul frames. Just make it an anti-air. Just make it an anti-air. Air invul frames on the first few frames of the move. Obviously not during the whole thing. but just on the first few frames. Give it air invul and make it a true anti-air and make it come out faster so that he could just use it as an anti-air. Even if it doesn't hit cross-ups, I'd be okay with it just working as an anti-air. Damn it. Oh, man. Kick parry. Yeah, just make that thing parry everything, dude. Who the hell cares what kind of move it is? Oh, and the other one, please, please make his level 3 combo on hit again. Please make level 3 combo on hit again. That's another one that we can do too, is make EX SPD combo on hit. Like, I'll take that one. That was Beta Zangief in Street Fighter V. EX Zangief could combo on hit. I don't know why they took away Zangief's ability to combo into level 3. Like, let him do Jump Fierce Headbutt into level 3. Just let him do it. Like, why not, dude? Let him combo into level 3, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, I liked EX cancel. Well, in Street Fighter V, it was a problem because he stayed close to you. In this game, you could add a shit ton of scaling on the EX SPD if you cancel into it, and he will bounce a screen away. But at least you will get rewarded for getting in on the opponent. You actually get a reward for hitting them. Like, if jab, jab, jab EX SPD did less damage than an EX SPD, I think that's fine. I think that would actually work. I talked about E Honda earlier. He's a weird one. He's a weird one. So, yeah. Make 6 HK go through fireballs. That'd be interesting. That's another one. Just make 6 HK as well as 3 HK. Not complete and utter ass. And make jump drop kick not complete utter ass, dude. Like, they gave him these interesting moves and they are awful. If you ever block Zangief's drop kick, dash and kill him, he's like minus 34. If you block Zangief's drop kick in the air, dash and murder him, he's like minus. I got punished by a jump in combo one time when the opponent blocked my drop kick. They jumped at me and killed me for doing the drop kick even though I bounced super far away. Down forward heavy kick should be -8 or I think it is that the one that's -8? No, forward heavy kick is -8, right? Whatever the case is, drive rush down forward heavy kick should gain so much momentum and be safer on block. Like, just let drive rush into down forward heavy kick be a missile. Just let it be a missile. Come on, dude. Like, it's not, dude, because, like, it has this awesome counter hit tumble shit. Like, you never see that. That just never happens. Come on, man. Oh, man. He has all these cool moves and they're so useless, dude. That's the biggest problem with Zangief right now. Hirobi-san is disagreeing here. Oh, man. He needs it, dude. He needs it. Dude, how can you struggle from Zangief drive rushing unless you just have bad reactions like me, basically? Because there are people out there that you can't drive rush on. Like, as soon as you drive rush, they just kick you almost instantaneously, dude. It's crazy. Headbutt does not nullify projectiles. No, it does not nullify projectiles in this game. It has not the ability to do that. So, anyways, I gotta edit these videos and then get on the ICFC. God, I'm almost wondering if I should just be like, can you do ICFC without me today? Because I'm so tired and I need sleep. I need sleep. But in any case, thank you guys for watching. That's my tier list over here. I didn't need to do a viewer Q&A because I thought I was only gonna have like 50 minutes of discussion, but apparently I can talk about all this shit forever. But we'll go back to my tier list again. I really do think Luke Ken and Jury are the cream of the crop. I think Blanca, JP, DJ, and Honda are like clearly some of the best right now. CAMMY, Manon, and Guile are problems, and they can absolutely win tournaments. And I do believe that in the right hands, they are as strong as the top tier. We're waiting for a hero for Kimberly, Chun-Li, Dalsum, and Marisa, but they are all definitely rated too low. And then Ryu and Jamie, they're strong. I don't know why we're not seeing more of them. And then Lily and Zangief definitely needs help here. So, yeah, I know. I never have any short segments. I always think I can do. Shine is the... So what I'm saying is that the heroes may exist already for those characters who are need a hero, but we haven't seen them win the tournament yet. We haven't seen them get the top 8 and destroy everybody at a big major because we haven't had a lot of big majors yet, right? So that's basically what it is. But Shine's Kimberly is my hero, and I think he's basically one of the strongest. It's him and Diaphone right now. Those two are probably the best Kimberlys out there, and they both clearly can make it very far in the tournaments, but we need to see it happen in a big major, etc., etc. So, okay. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Thank you guys for hanging out over here. Hope you guys had a good time here listening to me ramble on about fighting games again. And remember to like and subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you think of my tier list, because I'm sure most people are like, no. So I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about that. Like I said, the tier list definitely can change, but what I have written over there, I feel very comfortable with. Like, I'm not even at that point where I'm like, well, maybe waffle, wishy. Like, that tier list that I just listed for you, I feel very confident in my current standings. So I'm curious to see what you guys think of all that stuff. So, that'll be all for today. Again, just to let you guys know, I did a part 2 of the frame meter video. Please check my channel for that. A lot of people have been looking for that part 2. So please, please, please check that out if you guys have a chance. I put a lot of work and effort into that video. Had a 12 to 13 hour edit session one day, which is why I'm tired right now, because I'm in a sleep deficit. Check that out. So, and then also, of course, the First Attack videos. Look for the First Attack 2023 playlist. I am the guy from Street Fighter 6. I am the color commentator, J. Chenzor Chen. And so, yes, if you play Street Fighter 6, make sure you turn me on. And, oh, Jesus Christ. Phrasing. Make sure you select me as a commentator and listen to me be amazing in the game itself. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out. And remember that the day this podcast graced your ears was the greatest day of your life, was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.